Alright, welcome back everyone. We are up to another round of 8 match for the FXopen here. We are going to have ROOTsheth versus optikzero. Sorry, yeah, it is optikzero. We are playing the semi-final. Oh my god. So we do have on Xelnaga Caverns, it's going to be ROOTsheth versus optikzero. Zerg versus Protoss as we jump into it. I am, of course, and Unstable, joined here by Sif. Until he gets his replay up to date here, we might have to go straight into this one. So hopefully you can catch up, man. But we are going to have ROOTsheth spawning as the purple Zerg down the bottom left-hand corner. And we are going to have optikzero as the pink Protoss at the top right. So this is a fairly standard map. If anyone didn't know what was going on there, looks like this might be games. Oh my god, people need to name their replays more. So it looks like this is going to be the second game. It is a best of threes though, so we don't know who's actually going to win this one. But
okay, so I'm a little bit confused on Sable. Let me just double check here. So we've got optikzero, we've got ROOTsheth, and this is the semi-final, but best of three?
This is best of three, semi-final. This is going to be on Xelnaga Caverns. This is why we need to name replays properly when our players send them in, but that's alright. We are going to have, it looks like ROOTsheth going for a 14 pull, 13 gas as we're about 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the game. But it looks like Optics opted not to actually wall off his ramp. Interesting.
Very interesting choice there from Protoss players to not worry about any potential run buys. I think that we could see that coming into play from Root.
Definitely, since he hasn't actually put a fast expansion down. He's gone straight for that 14 pull. If he does see that that's not happening, like he has put that pylon down at the front, it's pretty easy.
He has got that there now, so interesting to see. Maybe he's going to put a cyber call there or something, and I'm not quite sure. But we do have obviously Speedling build going in for Sheth. We have about 50 gas for him now, so he will get that little line within the next 30 seconds for the researching phase of it. We have more pesky probe harassment, using waypoints, using micro clicking very well just to block any kind of build there from Sheth. But what his Optic doesn't know is that Sheth doesn't have enough minerals at the moment. But now he puts down a pylon to stop that Zerg expansion, which once again it would be so frustrating.
Yeah, definitely. To anyone wondering what the pylon lines were, I just saw an action there. It's actually an option in the gameplay. I don't turn everything down, but the effects actually help me get a better stream frame rate, and the only difference you see is that line, pretty much. So it's pretty cool little trick there. So really, we do see that expansion going down for Sheth now. I keep trying to pronounce his name, and I keep thinking I'm going to get it wrong. But it's kind of frustrating. But yeah, we also have metabolic boost coming for Sheth as well. So it's interesting. I'm not sure what optikzero is going to do for this. He might be going for his stalker kind of harassment. We do have links popping up into the front, but two pylons. Yeah, this is extremely vulnerable to a bangling bust. I've just got to point out, because
it really is, but it's a very different looking build. I don't understand why you would want to have the gateway back there, but it's kind of cool. Like it's different. I think it might even throw a Zerg play if you walked up there and saw that. You'd be like, oh, okay, that's new. So.
Yeah, it's very different, but we do have that Stargate coming down now. Double Stargate from optikzero, so we might be seeing either Void Wraith or Phoenixes. He did have extremely good Phoenix control. Actually, his micro all around has actually been really good from what we've seen with his sentries, his Phoenixes, his Stalkers. It's really impressed me so far.
He's got perfect positioning. Optic has perfect positioning on the Stargates. Like, I've just had a look at his view. Sheth can't see the Stargates. They're literally just outside of any view from a scout up on the ramp, which is just
that's gotta be frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, Optic really has great placement there. I mean, it would be annoying. Do you think we'll see some Baneling play or something Unstable?
Well, I'm not sure. I haven't seen much of ROOTsheth's play recently. He's going to have to get some kind of lair or another queen to be able to deal with this kind of Phoenix play. It is extremely quick, Phoenix. Like that one gateway, he's just blocked the ramp. Most Zerg players sit back and go, okay, I'm just going to sack an Overlord, see what you got, and then just drone up, and that's really going to hurt Sheth at the moment if he does that, because he's going to have, if optikzero gets maybe 4 or 5 Phoenixes, he can lift up these queens and take them out, and that is going to be really frustrating for Sheth. But we do have the lair coming out now, no Evo chamber, so he's not going to be able to drop spores. If optikzero just is patient, waits till he gets enough Phoenixes to be able to deal a lot of damage, it could be good news for him, as there are 2, 3 queens out for Chef, so he should be okay to defend it, but it will cost him, I think. Oh my god, a pylon went to go down to the bottom of the ramp, and that one Zergling actually killed it off and actually gave away that there was a cannon up the top there. So very, very interesting play coming from optikzero. It's interesting. And he is supply block, so it looks like he's going to send his Phoenixes out now.
Yeah, so we've got 4 Phoenixes now starting to work on one of the Overlords at 7 minutes and 35 minutes into the game. The Overlord quickly goes down. There's really nothing he can do. His days are over. 51-52 now for the Zerg player Sheth, and we have those 4 Phoenixes coming down to do some massive harassment at the main, but we do have 2 Queens eagerly waiting, a spawn crawler on the way to prevent this, but I'm not sure.
Oh, we have 2, 3 Queens down here, and great control by optikzero yet again, keeping these Phoenixes alive. It does manage to snipe the Overlord, does get both 2 Phoenixes down to orange health though for Sheth, as he does drop that Hydralisk stand, but I can see, like, just expand into Colossus is being so effectively used by optikzero recently.
Precisely, I completely agree. I like the fact that you can use the Phoenixes to really gain the map control. One of the hard things to do against the Zerg player is to get map control nice and early in the game due to the fact that Speedlings are so much quicker and they can really power along. Once a creep highway is established as well, it's really hard to kind of keep map control against a Roach heavy army. Without having to obviously get like massive bulk forces of Immortals and Stalkers.
Oh no, one Phoenix does go down to that Queen as he's trying to move his units around here, but Queen's everywhere. Really good control by Sheth. He is going to be able to keep these guys alive. He's going to try and snipe. Oh, transfuse on the Overlord. But that is not good for optikzero. Sheth completely shutting down this Phoenix play by him there, and we do have the robotics facility going down, so we will probably see some Colossi coming out soon. But lots of lings here from Sheth. Looks like he might be going for a counter-attack.
A massive amount of lings. If we look at the units tab at the moment, there's 29 of them powering down the map on the way to the natural expansion. Really bad timing for Optic due to the fact that he's just transferred all these probes. There's only one cannon there to stop these lings. Lings are now chopping a couple of probes nice and early. Zerglings surrounding, moving away, surrounding again, Zealots and Stalkers. They're not doing as much damage as he would like, though. I think Chef could have done a lot more if he just moved. And although there were 2 cannons there and 2 Stalkers, sorry, 2 Zealots.
Actually, that's really frustrating from a Zerg player's point of view. If you run your lings into the mineral line and then attack somewhere, like attack move somewhere, they run and hit the Zealots and the cannons. They actually ignore the probes. To actually hit the probes, you got to run in there and hit stop, so they automatically attack the closest thing to them. It looks like Chef is going to try and do a lot of damage or as much harassment with these lings as he can, as the Phoenixes have been completely shut down. We do have the robotics bay. We don't have any kind of Colossi yet. There it is. There's the Colossi coming out, and Chef has got, looks like he's got 79 supply to optikzero 60.
So obviously taking a nice little lead there. I mean, that's pretty significant at this point in the game. I mean, he's about, what, 20% ahead. So Chef is powering now away with his upgrades as well. So not only has he got a larger army size, he's also getting more Evo chambers. He's getting a Roach Warren. He's going to go for a very, upgraded Roach Hydra build, which will be very effective. But we've seen already Optic in this competition, go for this same build, and we had the Colossus being so effective. I think, we'll see him being reasonably passive until he gets about 6 or so, and then hopefully pushing out and having a massive engagement. I think it's going to come down to the fact that, Sheth needs to either A, get a lot of Roaches to counter any kind of frontline army so he can get behind and get those Colossus, or B, get Infestors and use Neural Parasite a lot more effectively than was used by Shuffle in the previous matchup.
Yeah, we do have these Phoenixes continuing to just scouting, if anything, not doing any damage, but keeping the information up. We do have these Overlords coming out here. Looks like he does have Overlord speed, but I'm not sure whether he's just going to do a pretend drop here or just wants to drop a lot of creep at the top. Not sure what's going on there, as we do have a look. We do have Thermal Lancers and Roach speed coming out. Groove Spines for the Hydralisks are almost done. Looks like Chef wants to try and take this gold expansion because he's already taken his third. If we have a look, let's have a quick look here. 60 drones to 42 probes. Nice scout out.
I think it's a really risky move.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, great scouting, but really risky move, I think, by Root to actually create a creep highway with Overlords due to the fact that you've got a lot of Phoenix out, and those Hydras won't be able to get everywhere all at once, and those Phoenix could be used to quickly pick off those Overlords that are now generating creep. I don't think, I was checking vision now though, No, he hasn't seen it yet. So Optic hasn't seen airballs, but I'm sure when he does, he will start to work on them. He does now, luckily for Sheth. Those Hydras right in the position of the first Overlord he tried to attack.
Yeah, definitely. We do have 4 Colossi here now. If we have a quick look at the units tab, we got 10 Hydras, 15 Lings, 10 Roaches, 5 Queens for Sheth, and we only have like 4 Colossi and not many Gateway units at all for optikzero. So we do have more Gateways being thrown down. If we have a quick look back here, it's 49 to 63 in the unit count. I think optikzero is just being a little bit too passive right now, letting Sheth just macro up. Getting 4 bases already, 4 versus 2 is not something you want to do as a Protoss. He really needs to kill these rocks, get a 3rd base, and try and get a lot more gateways to start the unit production. Because we are at about 108 supply for Optic Life. There's 142 for Sheth. And these Phoenixes are really being shut down now. It's really unfortunate to see.
It is. I mean, at the same time, though, that those Phoenixes have managed to push back the creep highway. So, you know, the Hydras aren't going to be able to move it as effectively as Sheth would like. So Sheth, instead of going for an attack with that highway established, he's opting to go for picking up the gold expansion. But it's now going to be a 4 base to 2 base race. A push is coming now from Optic. However, there's a complete macro advantage with Sheth. So I mean, how do you think that would play if Optic decides to push now?
If he pushes now, he could be okay. There aren't as many roaches. Oh, actually, there's 30 roaches now. Right about now is when optikzero needs to be worried, because he has a lot of Colossi, but there's so many roaches on Sheth's side. This push could be shut down pretty much immediately, as he's just left Sheth too much time to breathe. He did great with that early Phoenix play, but I think he's just waited too long since, and this amount of roaches is just going to walk all over these Colossi. Needs to start swapping into some more Immortal play, and really, now that Sheth also has some investors out, it could be very dangerous for him here. He's going to take out the gold expansion, but I don't know, if Sheth can get some good positioning, it will just completely steamroll this. And looks like, no, oh my god, looks like Sheth might be able to get caught out of position as these Colossi do go out down here to take out the 3rd base. Sheth running as fast as he can to get there.
One of the things that I like about Phoenix is
sniped it, and here we go. Oh my god, so many roaches, like I was saying, just running straight into the face of the Colossi. They are completely going to steamroll it. The roaches do take a lot more hits than Hydralisks, and all these Colossi just dropping so quickly. And looks like we might have a GG from optikzero very, very soon. He's just going to be completely shut down, and that is not good news.
Absolutely devastating blow there to the army. Optic really needs to make sure that he didn't get a surround like that. Unfortunately, he was engaging on creep, so he wasn't able to move away from the roaches, who obviously move at like a movement speed of something ridiculous, like 4 when they're on creep. The one thing I do like from